So this morning we're going to be replacing a cabin air filter in a 2008 Nissan Altima. Not that difficult to do, so let's take a look. So many suggest that you remove the glove box, starting with these 3 screws here. But we're going to do this a little bit different way that doesn't require you to remove the glove box. Alright, looking underneath the glove box, I've removed the floor mat. And to zoom in, there's a panel here that you want to remove. Going way up underneath the floor, underneath the dashboard, there's an area here that you can grab to pull out a plug that's holding the panel in. And remove the panel. Now that we've removed the panel, this is what you see. This is all your inner workings of the car. Now I'm going to go back up against the firewall here. This is where the air filter is located. Here's the forward firewall, the footwell. This is the where the panel was. Right here is a little clip. We're going to open this clip, and that's going to give us access to the air filter. Okay, so now we've removed the pad, we've removed the cover to the air filter. You see that little tab up there? That's what we're going to pull out the old air filter and take a look. Trying to keep the light here, folks. And of course the tab pulled off, so it's not going to be that easy to get it out. Okay, so I've started to pull the air filter out. Now I want to mention that lower tab there, you can see where it says Made in USA, is actually tucked under this clip here. So you have to actually pull up to get the air filter out. That was the mistake I made and why I pulled the tab off. I used a little screwdriver to get in. So again, this area here is tucked under that a little bit, so it has to come up a little bit to come out. We're going to pull the air filter the rest of the way out. So we removed the old filter, and we're going to replace it with the new filter. Can you tell which one was the old filter? So folks, this is definitely why you want to change your cabin air filter. This one on the right has approximately 40-50,000 miles since it was last changed. And there is a lot of debris. You can see leaves, dust, all that stuff. So if nothing else, we know the air filter is very effective. Look on the back side, this is where stuff was coming into the cabin. So that was the direction of airflow into the filter there. You can see there's leaves, insect parts, and other things. When you put the new filter in, you do want to pay attention that there is an airflow arrow. So we're going to put the new filter in. Now one of the ways to put it in, because it is stuffed in there pretty hard, is you have to squeeze the filter when you're going to put it in. Squeeze it to slide it into the slot. Remember, the slot is smaller than the rigid part on the side. Now we're going to try to install the new filter, and you can see the length of the side relative, this is the cover that we're going to put on there. So you can see that the filter is bigger than the space into which you got to fit it. So what I've seen other folks recommend, so I'm going to leave this here so we can take a look. Sorry about the sunshine there. There we go. Because I've seen people recommend that you accordion the filter like this, and then you can loop it inside the filter slot. When you make it like this, you can loop it up inside, put it in, and it'll expand inside. You see, you can't just put the filter straight in because it's not going to fit in the opening. It's probably about 4 inches bigger, maybe 2 inches on each side bigger than the opening into which you're trying to fit it. You also want to pay attention to the direction of airflow. So this particular one does have an airflow indicator. This is the front of the car. This is the passenger compartment. The air is going to flow this way across the filter. So I'm going to want to compress this filter on the other end and put it up in the slot. Let's see if we can make it fit. I wanted to try to get a shot of the slot for you. I am looking against the firewall. This is the firewall where my finger's pointing. That is the front firewall. So I'm facing actually from the passenger side towards the driver's side right now. There's the slot into which we have to put the air filter. The air is flowing from right to left into the car. You got to be a little bit of a contortionist to get up under here, so if you have back problems or it's hard for you to maneuver, it's going to be difficult for you to get up this far underneath the car, and you should probably have someone else attempt this for you. We're going to go ahead and slide the filter in there. I wanted to pause at this point to show you. I'm going to try to get in there where you can see it. The filter, I have it accordioned down. You see it's compressed. Started to put it into the slot. So again, I looped it over because it's going to be fanned out. So I looped over one edge, pushed it down, compressing it with my finger on the top to get the filter in there. Okay, at this point the filter has been installed. Once you remember you have it fanned out, so it kind of makes an arc. And as you get the filter in, I put the top in, and then I just kind of rotated it with my finger to move it up into position so it's nice, level, and flush with the opening. We're going to go ahead and install the cover, and then put the side panel back on down here near the floorboard. So I also should point out at this point, I actually found the easiest way to get in here and work on this is I am on my back with my butt up on the seat, on the passenger seat, on my back with my head in the floor well. And now we're gonna put the cover back on. And you can see it has a hook. I don't know if you can see that, a little hook part there at the top. It has to hook on up there. Oop, looks like I missed it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to need 2 hands for this, so I'll show you after we get it installed. Alright, we have the cover back on, and believe it or not, that was one of the hardest parts of this, was getting the lips, the little tongue to catch underneath the cover at the top. Take your time, make sure you get it in there, and then the cover will just rotate back into place. Again, this cover has a little, this is the clip right here, and you'll be able to just rotate this back into place and clip it down. We're going to put the side panel back on, and you see it's going to connect right here. That little plunger is going to go right in here after we fit the side panel into its slots here, and then we're just going to push the little plug right into that, and that'll hold the side panel in place. So here's the back of the side panel. You have 3 locations that are going to go in right here. And then, like I said, you have the plug right here that you're going to force into the hole up here in the front. Right in there. This should be the easiest part of the job. I positioned the side panel. So these 3 connectors here have a little bit of friction to them to hold that on. Now I'm going to reach up under here with my finger to find that hole where this is supposed to go, start that in, and then just press it into place. Fit it the rest of the way, and we're in business. Now, that debris there actually came out of the back of the air filter when I pulled it out. So I'm going to have to vacuum the car. But we're done replacing the cabin air filter on a 2008 Nissan Altima.